right, I'm going to walk you through 5 steps to building your high ticket coaching program as an online coaching consultant, and really so that you can just deliver the best results for your clients and so that you have clarity on exactly what you're going to be doing during your time working with them. A lot of times people lack confidence in pitching their program because they're not sure what their program actually is. And so I think this is a vital first step, is just getting clear on your program. That way you feel confident on sales calls, you feel confident when you're pitching, and you definitely feel confident when you drop that price because you know and you see value in what you're offering. So let's get right into it. Step number 1 out of 5, get clear on the process you're going to take someone through. So how exactly do you do this? You need to start to think of your point A, where you were. So your point A, when you look back on your journey of the thing that you're helping them with, is what they're currently struggling with. So what is their current reality? Exactly. Okay. Then you've got to get clear on the point B. Where exactly are you and where exactly do your people want to go? Because they see you as the expert who's figured it out. And so they want the results that you have. So you need to think of what's point A, what's point B. Because what you're going to start to do in your program is your program connects point A to point B. So that's the exact steps that are needed in order to get their desired result. So what steps did you take and what steps did you need on your transformation? Because the reason that they're hiring you is because you've walked the walk. You know how to do it. And so rather than them going out and trying to piece it together on their own and trying to figure out which steps to take first, you've already done it. So it's almost like you're coming down. Let's pretend point B, they're up on the mountain, they've got this flag on the ground and they've done it. They've achieved this specific result. You're coming down off the mountain, grabbing them by the hand, and you're going to walk them down the path of how they can get to their desired result faster, more efficiently, right? And so you've got to be clear, what are those 2 points and what are the exact steps did you take in order to get that result? So what steps were needed to start your transformation? And you can pause me as we go here. Just start to brain dump. What were all the things that you needed to start doing to get your result? Okay, so just brain dump that. What you can do then, once you have that data, is start to either take it and run it through ChatGPT and order it differently in the way that makes the most sense, or think, hey, did I need to do this piece first, but I actually did it like last? Like, how would you needed to organize that journey? That way, somebody moving forward, their journey is organized because they've come to you and they've hired you, right? So get clear. What are the steps that are needed to take for their transformation? The last part of this first step is, what was the big domino for you? Like, what was the one thing that helped you the most on your journey that once you knocked that thing down, everything else became easier or irrelevant? So really just 2 points to journal through and connect to on that one. So once you're clear on the process that you're actually going to take someone through, you need to understand the way that they articulate what they want. For example, you might know that on your journey, you shifting your mindset was the most vital thing to your transformation. But in the moment when you were in it, right? If you think back 3 to 5 years ago with that version of you at point A still, they might not have known they needed to shift their mindset. They just knew they wanted to lose 50 pounds, right? So you need to remember back to how you articulated your problem and articulated what you wanted. Because if you go now and you're finding someone like the version of you that just want to lose 50 pounds and you're telling them, no, you have to just focus on your mindset. You need to transform yourself. You need to live the most epic life possible. They're going to be like, yeah, dude, I just want to lose 50 pounds. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. What you're saying isn't what I need. Because they think they need to lose 50 pounds. You know, they need to change their mindset. And so what do we need to do? We need to speak to what they want, give them what they need. So that's what you're going to sell to, is the thing that they want. And that's where so many people get hung up on the messaging of their coaching business because they want it to be perfectly articulating the transformation that you went through. But that journey of internal and external transformation, only you know because you've gone on it. Your person doesn't know what to expect. They don't know what they need, or else they would have already done it by now, right? That's why they're hiring you, is because you know what they need. So please do not try to sell them what they need. Sell them what they want. Huge difference there. So step number two is understand exactly what they want. Step number 3 is getting clear on your 3 pillars. This is where the rubber meets the road. You're going to use your 3 pillars to actually pitch your program to them. And it's also going to act as a very clear roadmap when you go to map out their specific program because it's customized for them. So your 3 pillars, and I'm going to give you mine as an example. It's really going to take the steps that you took to achieve your transformation, and it's going to put them under umbrellas. So on your sheet of paper right now, put 1, 2, and 3. Now, how I've done this is you think back to your journey, like, okay, what was the first chunk of things that I needed to fix first? And so for my business, pillar one is foundation. It's like, okay, they've got to get their foundation right because we can't go building on top of a rocky foundation. So we've got to have a solid foundation built for us to then build on top of it. So what I did was I made pillar one foundations. I've heard a lot of people choose mindset for this. I've heard them choose maybe like trauma or just clarity or goal setting. Just think back. What is the first thing that you need to do with your clients? Write that down. That's your first pillar. Just make it simple for now. It doesn't need to be sexy. So mine would be foundations. Then underneath that, bullet out everything that you might cover with someone under foundations. So for example, they might need to get clarity on who their target audience is, how to create their high ticket coaching program, or how to price their program, or how to turn it into a continuity program, or how to get clients, right? They need clarity on the foundations of their business or they can't move forward, right? So bullet out everything that could be inside of that first pillar. Now, pillar number two, you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to think chronologically, what would make sense to do next? Maybe your first pillar was mindset. Now this next one is like, okay, once they get their mind ready to start doing this fitness journey, now we need to get their nutrition right. Okay, so your second pillar might be nutrition. Now it's what all do we need to focus on in the nutrition pillar? We need to look at their existing habits. We need to look at their diet. We need to go through their pantry, yada, 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 and just brain dump all the things that could be under the umbrella of nutrition. Okay, now pillar number three, and what I'm going to do right after this, right after we're done with this third pillar, is I'm going to teach you how to pitch those. Okay, so pillar number three is what's the next chronological step. But this third pillar has a little caveat. You need to add in support and accountability to your third pillar. So like mine is foundations, build, scale. So how do you scale? Right? Well, once we have the foundation built and we start to build on top of that your business, now we need to learn how to serve more people. Now we need to make this more scalable and add continuity. And I'm going to help you do that by this, this, and this. This is where you pitch the deliverables of your program and exactly how you're going to help them get that specific result with your guidance. So you're going to add support and accountability into your third pillar. So at this point, what we should have is clarity on the three pillars in a nutshell of what's included in each one of those. So here's how you would pitch that. And then we're going to go into the other two steps. So you would say something like this. Look, Jackie, so pillar number one is what we call foundations. Before we can start building and scaling up your business, I know that's what you're here for. And I know that we're really excited for that. But if we go building on top of a foundation that's not set in stone and it's like kind of rocky, we're not like everything we build on top of that is just going to crumble to the ground and we're going to have to rebuild. So we need to make sure that the foundation is set really nice. Like, do you remember when you said you didn't feel like you had really good clarity on who your ideal client really was? Okay, well, that's where we need to come in and we need to get clarity on your ideal client, your offer, and your value ladder, and just make sure everything is going to be working together like a well-oiled machine. That way, when we go to build on top of that, it's clear what we're actually building and we're doing it from a place of being aligned with your purpose. Okay, so the number one thing people get wrong when they're building up their coaching business is they don't set the foundations properly, meaning they've got to go back and they've got to start from ground zero because they didn't take the time to implement this properly. So that's what we're going to do in the first pillar. Okay, how does that sound to you? Does that make sense? Yes. Gotcha. Okay. What part of the foundations pillar are you most excited about when it comes to scaling your business? Yada, 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 yada. Now they're going to tell you their favorite part. Now what's going to happen when you pitch your next two pillars in a similar framework is they're going to be really listening because they know you're going to ask them what they liked about it. Okay. You're kind of like calling them out, making sure they're listening. Yeah. What exactly about the build module do you like the most, or the build pillar? Gotcha. Okay. You like the fact that it's going to help you build on top of a scalable foundation and actually set yourself free. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And what makes you feel like it's going to do that specifically? Yeah. You see what I'm doing there? So that's how you would pitch the pillars inside of your offer. So what do we have right now? We have clarity on the process you're going to walk someone through, A to Z. We understand how they would articulate what they want. And number three, we're clear on your three pillars and exactly how to pitch them. So number 4 is you need to name them something unique. So you could keep it really simple and name it words like I did, foundation, build, scale, or you could get a little bit more fancy with it. You could actually just take what you've brain dumped is under each pillar and you could run it through ChatGPT and just have it give you ideas of how to name that pillar something really sexy and fun. Okay, so just start to think about ways that you could package that, because instead of just saying like, yeah, the first part of my offer or the first part of my program, it's like, no, this is the Get Fit Nutrition guide. Come up with something that's sexy to name your pillar. But once again, there's a reason that we talked in number 2 about understanding how they articulate what they want is if they don't want mindset, do not call pillar 1 mindset, even if you know that's what you're giving them. Okay, this is like, really get this. Okay, if you know you're going to get mindset in pillar 1, but they're not aware they need to fix their mindset, do not call your pillar mindset. When I pitched and I gave my example, I said, do you remember when you said this? Gotcha, because I know from our call they want that. This pillar solves that problem because we then do this. That's how you pitch it. So if they never once in this sales call said that they want mindset help, I would never, ever, 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 ever pitch that because it doesn't make sense. Okay, so we pitch them based on what they've said in the call and we plug that information into our pillar. And you should know if that would fit in which pillar because of your bullets that you made before in step 1. Okay, so name them something cool and funky that's gonna really resonate and sound like this very specific offer. Like if it almost sounds like you have a system that they've never heard of before, or a framework, or just something catchy and fun, they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It almost sounds like this thing that you should trademark because you're like, no, this is my way. This is my pillar. This is different than any other program you've done before. Because it has a sexy name, it's gonna feel like that. Gotcha? Okay, so number 5. Once you sign the client by pitching, like we just stated above, book your first coaching session for 1 week later. So like, let's say that I sign a client right now. I'm going to book their first coaching session in 7 days. Why am I going to do that? Because I'm going to sit down and take 30 minutes to an hour based on that call, because now I'm even more clear. Where exactly are they starting and where exactly do they want to go? And what I can do is I can take my pillars, and that's a great start, right? Maybe each pillar, because there's 3 of them, takes 2 months if we're doing a 6-month coaching program, but I can map it out based on their specific needs, what the order of the things should be in. So I would just set a timer for 30 minutes and start to map this out in a really simple Google Doc. And then the time that we meet in 1 week, I'm going to sit down with them and I'm just going to show them the Google Doc. I'm going to share my screen, show the Google Doc and say, hey, look, this is where we're going this program together based on our call last week. What's your feedback? Does this sound like a good action plan? Do you have any questions? Is there anything else that we should add into this? And they're going to give you back your feedback. Now, I'm very clear. We might deviate from this. Things might change as you change. Like you might go slower or faster than I anticipated, but this is just a roadmap that's going to keep us going in the same direction, right? If you've been wondering how to actually create a coaching program that you're going to sell on a 60-minute type of enrollment call or sales call, this is the video for you. If you're more interested on how to design a course, so we're talking modules and lessons inside of those that go week by week for your clients to actually consume in a type of portal, this is the video for you where I go a lot more in depth into that. This one is just specifically for you to use when you're pitching your program and enrolling high ticket clients. If you're enjoying this content so far, I do way more than just teach you high ticket sales. We go a lot deeper into memberships, communities, continuity, basically just ways to scale up your business that don't require more time, effort, and energy on your part. So if you're interested in learning more of that, I have a link below to join our free community. I would love to see you inside. There's stuff that I don't share on YouTube. There's mini series trainings, and there's just basically a whole community of unbound CEOs who are all crushing it in their life and their business and ultimately looking to own their life and own their work. So can't wait to see you inside. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next video.